Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. News in the gospel, bro. Lifting up the standard of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Man, brothers, this is just a lesson through the spirit. On the way to the plantation, like 3-4 wrecks. Then it decides to rain right before I leave out for work. But I want to talk about the conditions of the battle and also the spiritual battle that we're in. This is constantly a spiritual battle, man. It's constantly a disturbance once you're dealing in this truth, man. Okay, I use my example for the last 3 days. Like, my paralysis started back out of the blue 3 nights ago, and it's been happening to me 3 nights straight. It gets better each night, but with that, it comes other disturbances, man. It's a constant disturbance where I'm at. So, first night, man, my paralysis gets terrible. It's to the point that I'm waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not able to go back to bed. It's almost 6, and I got to get up at 6:30 for work. So, I'm kind of deprived of sleep a little bit. But, it is part of this condition. But I have some sleep paralysis. I've been having that shit since I was 2-3 years old. But I want to say I haven't had an episode in over a year. And if it was, it's very, very mild. But the other night, for whatever reason, man, I woke up around 4 o'clock. I think I went to use the bathroom. Then I ended up not being able to fall back to sleep. So I was trying to go back to sleep. And all of a sudden, man, I was just constantly getting attacked. To the point I couldn't go back to sleep. And when I did try to get comfortable, then the attacks come. And this time, I actually seen something, because the scriptures tell you in the book of Job about the night terrors and about when the spirit went past him and basically the hair on his arm stood up, which in fact that was an angel to deliver a message. But it was kind of the same scenario in this case. All right, so that was the first night. So the second night comes, you know what I'm saying? I get woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning because all of a sudden I hear some tapping inside my wall. So all of a sudden the fucking mouse or a rat or whatever got inside the damn wall and it's constantly chewing at the wall, constantly chewing. I'm like, ain't this about a bitch? So with that being said, I wasn't really able to get back to sleep from that because that kept going, because I'm trying to figure out the damn thing is in the house or not. But as I inspected the house, I didn't see no sign of any mouse droppings. So I'm like, okay, this motherfucker came through the wall. But I'm like, how in the hell did it get in the wall? And the funny part about it is, it's right in the wall where my bed is at, okay, which is adjacent to the living room wall. So then, after a while, I kind of was able to fend it off. And I'm just like, it is what it is, man. I'll catch it when I catch it. But then I had paralysis again. And this time, man, it was very brief. But as I was having it, as I was on my way to sleep, I saw this creature, man. It was like a shallow silhouette. Okay, like the silhouettes of a figure. These demons that you see, they look to be pitch black, like shadows almost. But he was kind of crouching down by my bed. And he had like these spikes on his fucking back, man. And he was just crouching down, like just standing over my bed type shit, but in a crouching manner. Like it was looking at me. So I was saying the name of the Lord and I was able to wake up out of it. I was able to fight it off. All right. And that happened like around 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And from that point, I was fighting sleep. I couldn't really get up. I got up, but I couldn't really sleep. So third night come. Same goddamn thing again, man. The same damn thing again. Sleep paralysis. Very mild, but this fucking mouse, whatever it is, it kept ticking at the wall. So it finally stopped, you know what I'm saying? Because I was listening to the video and maybe a voice would get this thing to cut out, because mice, they don't like to hear noises. When they hear things, they get frightened. So I put on a brother video and it stopped. But then for whatever reason, right when I was getting ready to get comfortable, all of a sudden somebody outside slammed the door to the apartment and then wake the motherfucker back up. And he starts chipping at the wall again all night, man. And I said that happened over the course of 2 or 3 times. Somebody would come out 4 o'clock in the morning, somebody slamming the fucking door, man. Okay? So it's just a lot. And then on top of that, I have these, and this I know is spiritual because I have some issues with my left arm. I had some some surgery done on a while back. So, you know, the nerves in that arm is a little it's static, to say the least. So I'm sleeping, man, and I feel this tingling and this pinching on my arm. And it's to the point that it's like I can't go to sleep because it's constantly a nuisance. So all of a sudden it felt like I got bit, whether it's a spider or a gnat. I couldn't find out what it was, but something bit me. And as I was trying to go to sleep, it felt like my arm was dying, like going to sleep. It was like actually trying to go to, like, dying out almost. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? And, you know, I say my prayers before I go to bed. I do all those things. But, you know, I understand this is the conditions of the battle. These things happen. But it's a constant vexation when you in this truth, man. You know, but it just, you have to be positive through it all. Because if I was just blatantly mad, like, oh, shit, you know, nothing would ever get accomplished. Nonetheless, it's nonetheless aggravating. You know, but I couldn't detect anything in my bed biting me. You know, but I know that it's like a lot of bugs in the crib because I think they've been doing exterminating services in the different apartments. So bugs have been coming in the house, you know, from the form of little roly-polies. I've been saying spiders crawled on my clean clothes, you know, little baby spiders and stuff like that. Little gnats and biting midges are flying around because they're coming through the drains. But I can't really find what's biting. I can't see it, but the shit hurts like hell. And I can't even sleep when that's happening. And on top of that, you got the mouse pinging in the wall. So it's been a lot of disturbances, man. Even from the nigga women outside fighting at 10 o'clock at night. You know, it's constant. But that's the conditions of this truth, man. You know what I'm saying? And you got to count it all glory and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai when you're able to fare through these things. Because brothers have been going into the conditions, and this is a spiritual battle. You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures go into also that I don't think it's strange that the fiery trials that you go through, because these same trials are accomplished in your brothers, man. You know, but it's Satan, you know, he's trying to offset the word, you know, because honestly, it's constant disturbance. It's a constant aggravating where I live at, and I'm thinking about moving, you know, because it's not that it's not peaceful, but it's to the point that it's like little things that affects my peace. It'd be the smallest things, and it could constantly it happens within my vicinity. So I'm like, yeah, this is Satan trying to attack. You know what I'm saying? But the scriptures also go into that. So this is the book of 2nd Esdras 7, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 54. It says, "For we have walked in unpleasant places," okay, meaning in the mind, okay, the mind, the spirit, okay, going into certain trials and troubles, man. You got to constantly check yourself and make sure you're on point. You know, you got to constantly check your thinking. You got to constantly check your behaviors. You got to constantly check your attitude, constantly, man. Because if you think you got it, that's when you're on the verge of losing it, everything, because nobody has it, okay? We're men that's trying to get it, and we have to understand that nobody in this truth is perfect. We all fall short. So these little skirmishes we're going through the battle, through the flesh, and through the spirit is necessary for our growth, you know. But it says here, and that the faces of them, it says the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars, whereas our faces should be blacker than the darkness. Abstinence goes into refrain or restraint, okay, whether it be practicing abstinence from sex or whatever particular desire you have in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately practicing abstinence from the world. Okay, not being indulged in this world, not being overly intrigued by the things of the world. Sure, you're going to have things that appease your flesh because you're men. You need to eat, sleep, you know, drink, whatever you're going to do. But overall, man, you know, you have to be more grounded in the spirit, focusing on spiritual things, you know, time management. And it reads here, it says here, for while we live in iniquity, while we live in committed iniquity, which is sin on top of sin, we consider not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. Okay, because for one thing, when you're coming back down on the earth to be judged, because you go to the spirit world, you get your judgment, and then your judgment is played out on the planet earth. It's not talking about hell, because how can a spirit in a spiritual form feel any type of pain or hurt when it's nothing but energy? Energy doesn't feel pain. So that cuts the hell doctrine. Because you had Israelites that were teaching that, oh, well, it is a place of torment after you die, which that's clearly off, because the guys didn't understand these precepts. But it says here, then answer he me and said, this is the condition of the battle. which that is born upon the earth shall fight, which is life and death, things in the flesh, things in the spirit, okay, and ultimately the elect of the Most High. So the scenarios I just kind of gave you out of sequence, that's the condition of the battle, man. Because sure, I could be totally pissed off, and I'm aggravated, you know what I'm saying? But it just like to the point, man. It's like, shit, it is what it is. Sure, I want to get some sleep, but within the last 3 or 4 days, I'm probably off like 6 hours of sleep because I'm constantly getting woke up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And that's when spirits are most active. And then I got this little mouse, Charlie, whatever the hell is we want to call him. He's in the damn wall trying to come into the apartment, you know. And on top of that, the sleep paralysis, which makes it all worse because when brothers are dealing with that, it's hard to get back to sleep. When you get comfortable, that's when that fucking spirit hop on you and it start plaguing you, man. So yeah, we're plagued like Job was plagued. The Most High said, have thou considered my servant Job. It says, afflict him, touch his belongings, touch whatever he has, but don't kill him, you know? So that's one thing. If you are constantly in this fight and you're constantly in this for the up and up and to win at the end, then, hey, the Lord got you. But nonetheless, it is little cosmic disturbances you will go through, you know? And brothers are going through it. Brothers are getting sick. You know, brothers are having pains in the body, pains in the mind. Brothers are going through all types of shit. And I noticed that we all starts to catch our hell around the same time, though in different seasons, but you can always count on a brother catching hell right along with you. You know what I'm saying? Because these things are to test your man, to test your integrity. You know, so was I supposed to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and punch a hose in the wall? No, I just sent up my prayers and I just had to deal with it. I had to accept there may be some days I would never get sleep because of the environment I'm in, you know? And it's not even that I'm living in a bad neighborhood. The neighborhood is not bad at all, but it's just it's just bad. It just seems to be off timing. It just, that little spot where I'm at, it's just like a extra active hub because a lot of people that live around my residence, they suffer from like mental issues, man. And that's another thing that I really wanted to possibly find another place and get out of there. Because there's no way in hell somebody should be slamming doors 4 o'clock in the morning. Like the little mouse is in the damn wall trying to sleep. Whoever it is, whether it's the guy across the hall, which is, he don't usually slam. He usually just come in quiet. So it's either the Edomite down the hall or it's the chick upstairs, man. Both have demons on them, heavy demons on them. Slamming the door, closing the door hard at 4 o'clock in the morning. You wake this damn rodent up, now he's back gnawing at the wall on my door, on my wall where I lay my head at. So, you know, this is just constant disturbance in the spirit. And, you know, you just got to pray to get through it. You know, like I'm on my way to work, 3 wrecks. You know what I'm saying? I'm late as hell, which most of us will be late because most of us travel this way. But the rain started coming down right when I went outside to get in the car. Well, slightly, a couple of minutes before then. So, yeah, man, you know, it's a constant vexation in the spirit. But like the scriptures say, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. And I'm going to pull that real quick. Oh, shit. Be careful out here, man. When it's flash flood, shit, that's sometimes worse than driving through snow. But this is Ephesians 6:10. It says, finally, my brethren, stay strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. It says, put on the whole armor of the Most High that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And if we didn't put on the armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, hey, man, we've been done out here. And that's so funny, though. It's just stopped raining when I get off the highway, the expressway, now it stops raining. But the whole time on the E-way, it was pouring down. See, it's shit like that try to throw you off, you know? Like Edra said, the battle is you got water on one side, you got fire on the next. You can't deviate too far left, too right. Because whether you go, you know, you're drowned or you get burnt up. So you got to constantly remain on the tightrope at all times, man. You know? But it says, put on a whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, okay? And, you know, what brothers are going through, including myself, that was a wile of the devil. And it's not for me to be in the wars of me spirit, but I'm using my afflictions, my getting plagued as an example. Because this arm situation, man, that's torture, man. It feels like literally radiating pain or pins and needles going through my arm. If I get bit by a mosquito or just a small bug, it radiates my whole left arm, man. Because I had some surgery done on it a while back due to an injury I sustained. So it's never been the same since, you know. So going on, it says here, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. This is a spiritual battle. Though things appear to be flesh and blood, you got to understand that the spirit world is very active, man. And Satan, he wants to sift us. Okay, Satan wants us to get out of character. So therefore we do something that'll jeopardize our salvation and our freedom. Okay, because when I spoke to the landlord about it, they said they can't get nobody out there till Friday, you know. And it ain't like I could kick down the wall, you know, or drill a hole in the wall to let the thing out to trap it, because it's not my, you know, I don't own the place. Last thing I need is punching holes in the wall, and I'm getting penalized for it, because they're quick to do that. So yeah, man, this is all part of the conditions of the battle. Why would you have your turning signal on? You didn't turn, bro. Come on, man. But you know, I'm just counting it all joy, you know. I'm being grateful, you know, because obviously, you know, the Spirit of the Lord, he's working. And it's coming to a time that we're not going to ever deal with this type of disturbance or nuisance again. This is just temporary, man. So that's what always gets me through it, is the fact that I know it's not going to be a permanent hell, you know. Because if this was permanent and we was to go through this for the rest of our lives, I don't know how the hell we'll fare with it. Because it's totally vexing. But it says against powers, against rulers, against the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And also, brothers, be careful who you come across, man. You know, people may be offended in your presence or offended in you at who you are, and they can try to send curses on you, man. You know, whether it be women you dealt with, it be family, it be people you come across, people you work with, you know, people you rent from. These people are all against this truth, okay? Like you say, Yahushua, he was a man constant stricken with grief. And that word grief goes into a plague, being plagued in a mind. A man of constant grief and sorrows. He was very sickly, meaning he was plagued in his mind, man, because he was catching so much damn hell for dealing with Jake. All right? It says, whereunto you take unto the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, which we're getting prepped for, and have done all to stand. So are you doing the work? Are you trying to build brothers up? You know, are you loving the brothers? You know, are you trying to help them out? Are you trying to understand the scriptures? Are you praying? You know, are you doing your best foot forward? Are you keeping the high holy days? You know, things like that. And just stand in the spirit and being low key. That's what we have to do if we want to make it out of this hellhole, man. Okay? But anyway, I'm going to end it there, brothers, giving all praises and glory, honor that's due to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball.